Get started.
Okay.
All right. The time has arrived for us to call our meeting to order. This is the regular board meeting of the mayor and city council, Tuesday, April 7th, 2026, 6:30 p.m., 215 West Main Street, Okolona, Mississippi. This meeting is now called to order. Let us pray. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we come before thee, giving you all the praise, honor, and glory for allowing us to rise to see another day, for allowing us to be a servant to your people. We pray and ask that you will forgive us of our many sins, sins of omission as well as sins of commission. We pray and ask that you will go with those that are behind prison bars, those that are bereaved, and those that say when you pray, pray for me. Help us, dear God, to make decisions that are true and prudent for the citizens of Okolona and for the betterment of the city of Okolona. We ask all of this in the strong and mighty name of Jesus. I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let's stand for the pledge of allegiance, please. Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all so much. Are there any additions? Any additions? Being none, is there a motion for the adoption of the agenda? Is there a second? Is there properly motion to adopt the agenda? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposers? Ayes have it. Let's try to figure it out. Okay. Commendations, if you would. I just like to recognize the Okolona Mayoral Health Council at our Chamber of Commerce banquet last week. I think it was a week before last. The Mayoral Health Council was presented an award, and the award reads the Golden Heart Organization Award for outstanding service, compassion, and meaningful contributions to make a lasting difference in the community 2026. This award was presented to the city, but I have to go as far as to say that the due diligence of Ms. Marsh, Councilwoman Gates, and the many volunteers are the ones who deserve this award. Because without them, it would not have happened. And truly, the Mayoral Health Council is definitely about being active, being fit. There are so many different programs that are coming through that small organization that's life-changing and beneficial to all of our citizens, not just the citizens of Okolona, but any person who is involved, in our community. I strongly encourage our citizens to get involved. Pick one of the programs. You don't have to come to all of them. I promise you, we're having a flood of programs throughout the month. We're doing the walk every Saturday morning now for the month of April, starting at 7 o'clock. We're finished about 8 o'clock, but we have so much fun with our camaraderie, talking and looking at things, pointing out things. This needs to be fixed, that needs to be fixed. So we're having a good time fellowshipping with each other. And we've had a cleanup day, a countywide cleanup day that a lot of people participated in. And we have some upcoming events. Ms. Gates has posted the flyers on the door. There are some upcoming events. What is this? Zumba? Free Zumba. Right, that's gonna be occurring. And then also we have it's one more, the nutrition. Definitely I need to take part in that and help get rid of this extra in the front. And so she's gonna give healthy instructions on how to properly eat when you have diabetes, pre-existing conditions and things of that nature. So I strongly encourage our citizens, but once again, I'd like to recognize Councilwoman Gates for the hard work that she has done, and all of the volunteers, our area chamber of commerce. They have been great partners with the mayoral health council. We couldn't do it without you and all the many volunteers. We thank you all so much. And we'll put it, we'll hang it up, in City Hall. Thank you so much, Ms. Councilwoman. We're at number 6, review financial report for the city and the electric department. You want to start with the city, thank
Revenues and expenditures month ending February 28th at 42%. Total general fund revenue, $1,098,531.53 at 44.81%. Grand total city general, $447,852.43 at 44.43%. Total police department revenue, $289,016.26 at 38.22%. Total fire department expenditures, $174,118.58 at 46.52%. Grand total street, $62,136.12 at 47.64%. Total cemetery expenditures, $7,276.26 at 48.50%. Total park and rec expenditures, $7,510.41 at 57.77%. Total library, $38,388.23 at 42.77%. Total general fund, $1,026,298.29 at 43%. Total fire protection, $14,266.15 at 20.9%. Total fire protection expenditures, $16,049.10 at 22.60%. Total water sewer, $388,199.63 at 40.39%. Total water sewer, $298,211 at 31.35%. Total airport revenue, $25,747.86 at 59.5%. Total airport expenditures, $26,413.36 at 60.58%. Total sanitation revenue, $176,494.36 at 36.65%. Total sanitation expenditures, $200,114.02 at 41.55%. Total court clearing, $15,784.50 at 263.7%. Total expenditures, $4,320 at 72%.
Are there any questions? Thank you so much. Electric department.
Department and Renaissance Bank account, we still got a little over about $8,800,000 in. And our operating revenue, income statement, we had about $272,273 net income per month. And that's about it.
Are there any questions? Thank you so much. The docket of claims. Start with the city docket of claims. Are there no any questions pertaining to the city doctor's claims? Any questions to the city's doctor claims? Being none, is there a motion for the approval of the doctor claims for the city? Is there a second? Is there properly motion and second? All those in favor, aye. I think I gotta do it. All those in favor, aye. Any opposers? One opposers, it passed by majority vote. Doctor the claims for the electric department.
I make a motion for approval of the document claims for the electric department.
Is there a second? Well, I gotta ask a question. Are there any questions pertaining to the doctor claim? Any questions to the doctor claim? Being none, we have a motion for the approval. Is there a second? It's been properly motion and second. All those in favor, aye. It's unanimous. We're at number 9, approved minutes of March 3rd and March 9th. Did anyone know the necessary corrections to the March 9th page made and other corrections that we discussed? If there's none to the March 9th, is there a motion for the approval of March 9th minutes?
Make a motion for the approval of the minutes of March 3rd, 2026.
I meant 3rd, I'm sorry. Is there properly motion and second for the approval of March 3rd minutes? All those in favor, aye? All right, it's unanimous. Now for the March 9th.
Make a motion for the approval of the minutes of March 9th, 2026.
Is there, Ms. Gates, a second? It's been properly motion and second. All those in favor, aye? It's unanimous. We're now at department head reports. Yeah. Okay.
I have something. I want to say to you something. And we'll go over.
I need to.
Got out of something. I don't have any problem with people having birthday parties. Parties. I do have a problem with Jew jumping. Young folks coming out of town. You don't have the manpower to handle it, but I can't handle it. We got people coming in here, gonna take over from everywhere. Thursday night, we had something out there, it was good. Friday night, had something out there, it was hell. And whoever ready to do something, they can sign up. They had it Friday night, he couldn't get them to leave. I reviewed my camera, and I'm not gonna talk. It's the last time. Let y'all know. We gotta do something about it. We had about a year ago, hit the round shot out there, shoot. Anybody can be passing through and get shot. Other towns on big clubs and things, we don't need it. I want people to have fun, but if you don't have it, you have to secure it down and have it under control. But I can have it from there now on. But I want to top the application. If somebody come in here and rent that place out there, I want to copy the application so I know what they're doing, who's in. Because we're gonna have problems. And you used to saying when somebody gets hurt out there, bring them, we should have done this and we should have done that. But it's time to stop it that night. I'm not gonna stop it. I'll keep going.
Thank you, Chief. Legislative Department, Mr. Ledbetter.
discussed last night at the work session, we were really busy in the electric department. We did have, trying to keep up with the day-to-day and still trying to keep up with maintenance on our system. We do still have the contract working coming out of our wind station over at Wind, doing a fair job. We should have a meeting with the inspector to find out what needs to be done to get it done. We had a storm come through the early part of the month. It hit one of our 46 poles coming out of Okolona. Our heater substation was down and we had power out for quite some time because of that. We've had several storms come through with high wind. I guess y'all noticed we've had a lot of wind this month. So anyway, it has taken some outages, first one thing. Other than that, we're doing pretty good and really busy. Any questions?
Mr. Ledbetter, does the public works, well, I'm sorry, never mind.
I don't have anything I would do.
You want to address?
Well, just had a quick question. Does the public works department work on weekends, like cut grass and stuff?
Make it, go ahead.
We can, but you know, that's gonna be overtime. Sometimes we'll call over to Houston to get the inmates. We can call them by Wednesday in order to see if they're gonna have somebody. They're gonna try to, get about 6, 8 inmates this Saturday, if they're gonna have any. So, when they come out, if you got anything that, you know, that we need to do, you know, just get with the mayor, get with Jerry, and we'll try to fit that in. But otherwise, for as public work, we can, but that's going to be overtime, that's going to cost us.
I guess the Lord, that they seem to be getting an application of time to have some time.
Oh, I can give you, I'll make sure you do that. Yeah, all I got to do is tell this team that when it's ready to get, make sure you get a copy. That's okay with the board, right?
I mean, I don't know why everybody's looking
No,
at me.
I'm just looking at.
I don't know why everybody's looking at me. She gave his speech, she looking already at me. Hey, if you having problems, if you're being called down there, is what you're supposed to.
That's right.
You know, gotta keep order.
I'll make sure you get a copy of that, chief. I'll tell you.
I want to also thank, I didn't see Mr. Brown back then for these guys on Friday night.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Okay, that concludes our department here. Oh, no, Ms. Carruthers. You sitting there quiet, blending in. Do you have a report to make?
I can make a report. Good evening.
Good evening.
The school library that does the things, we're doing things, posting and trying to be proactive in our city. The most important thing is I did ask consultant from Jackson Library Commission to come and look at our children's area, trying to always improve not only the collections when I purchase books, but to improve the building. And Shelley Ziggers came with Regina, and those are some things what I wrote to you that she said, put a children's rug in that area that's not a great expense, but it's something small that we can do now, even with the mold. She also suggested updating our furniture. As you know, we have beautiful antique furniture. And to cut the cost, we might be able to paint it with primary colors rather than place it right now, because our focus is on the mold. We don't get them all under control. You already know what I'm going to say. She said there needs to be signage. And just to brighten up that area, the children's area is located in the Carnegie. And you know the Carnegie area, the library, and as you know, is older than 100 years old. And because it's on the historic register, you cannot change anything there. So we can't paint the shelves, which are dark wood, which was the trend 100 years ago. But we do have the option of maybe putting some nonstick paper behind it and just kind of grinding it up. Our children are not coming into the library, and I don't know, I'm begging, please help me get the children in. That's our future, those are our taxpayers. If we can't bring the children in, they will not understand the relevance of the library. And for all the technology that we have, y'all, technology fails. Technology fails. So our children still need to know how to hold a book, to love a book, to come in with the book. Now, as you see, we received the two quotes. One was from Air Environmental, and that was $49,000 from the mayor came by. So I'm gonna let you sit down first before I give you these quotes. And I'm glad I was sitting down when I received them, because I did not expect them to be that much. And then the second one is Surf Pro, $34,000. There is another company that we contacted, but they did not submit a bid. They felt like the two bids we had, they would be in the middle. And as you know, government, we have to take the lowest bid anyway, and they did Surf Pro. Another thing I want to point out is that Virginia Graham, who is the Dixie Regional Director, has applied for the T-Mobile Hometown Grant. If we receive the grant, it'll be $50,000, which will be enough to do everything that we need as far as inside aesthetics of the library. We'll know at the end of May. And she called to check and make sure that what we have going on would qualify. So cross your fingers and say your prayers that we receive this, and that will take care of that issue. Our friends of the library are very active. They are actively seeking grants, not only to eradicate the mold, but just seeking grants to improve our library overall. Yeah, you have a great, we're one of only 3 in Mississippi, Carnegie. We have a great opportunity to really grow, to become more vital to our education system here, but it takes all of us, every one of us. If you look on there, I did put down, there's some old computers, they were white one time. Oh, humebacks, now they're yellow. I need permission for Public Works to move those. This month is National Library Month. It's also Poetry Month. It is Snapshot Day. I would love for the department heads, as well as the trustees, to please come and take a picture in the library. Just come. You can just, I don't care if you come to the door. Take it outside. I do not care. Show yourself as part of the library. It is heart-rending to feel like you're putting so much into it, but you feel like there's not a lot of support. I'm not saying you know who you are. For those of you that really give us support, thank you. And that's a report of the little library that does big things.
Thank you so much, Shirley. That concludes the department head reports. We're at number 11. Last night we discussed the airport asking for $4,000 to purchase additional fuel. Some people say why? Because they're hit with one-time payments that throws their budget out, but then throughout the year the revenues come back in. Insurance, so things of that nature. So right now they're asking for 1,000 gallons. We're selling the fuel left and right, and they're asking for 1,000 gallons, which right now with oil prices as high as they are, it's going to be about $4,000 some dollars. That's the reason why they're asking for $4,000. And they'll just basically a loan, they'll reimburse the city back, when the funds come back. Are there any questions?
With it, because all of us might be going up even more, obviously I don't know if it's gonna be another issue again or not. I don't see a problem with it. I just figure and ask, maybe it might be a better idea to go and get some more. Well, actually, it was 5 or something.
Well,
I just don't know where.
yeah, we don't, well, we'll know something at 8 o'clock at night, whether that civilization that still exists or not, according to the president.
It does, it does.
So
They got 2 weeks.
so he gave it 2 weeks, okay.
Yeah.
Because he gave them ultimatum, and if they didn't open up to some straight up, that it would basically no longer exist. So, let's, if it's okay, let's just do this, and then if we foresee something where escalation in, I'll call it board meetings, and we'll have a special call board meeting. Let's just get them this 1,000 gallon right now. Is there a motion for the approval? Is there a second? We probably motion for second. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposers? Ayes have it. You still there, Ms. Trice?
I'm still here, sir.
Okay, what is your vote on that?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
yes, sir.
We're now at number 12. We have a public appearance by Ms. Berlene Judd, on unsafe living environment due to hazardous carbon monoxide leak from replacement stove. Okolona Housing Authority, Ms. Judd.
Please,
Good evening.
can you excuse me, because I'm a little nervous tonight, because let me restart. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm not here asking for a favor, but as I give my statement, I'm gonna show you that God gave me favor. I started with a problem with the executive director, not this year, but previously, I lived on Triple Street. I was mandatory required to move because I no longer had my children's home. I had no problem with it, so they downsized me from Triple Street to Okolona Terrace, 711 Okolona Terrace. The problem with down at Okolona Terrace started in January. I approached the director about my oven being out personally. Only to find out a couple of days, the secretary said she did not put the work request order in. So from January, the first week, throughout January, I'm constantly requesting to have someone to check the stove. Finally, they sent their maintenance man, who apparently couldn't fix it. So the first week in February, I was given a replacement stove. I don't know whether it came out from an apartment or the shop. After I got this replacement stove, within a few days, I'm smelling a chemical smell. So I'm addressing this to the house authority. But mainly I'm addressing the secretary. I'm repeating it, ma'am, something's not right with the stove, it is making me ill. Can you please send someone to check it? The first week it was like I kept getting ignored. The second week it was like she sent the house authority maintenance man who installed the stove, came in, did no really repairs because it still was incomplete. I went through the third week, same situation. I'm repeatedly talking only to the secretary because the director is not in the office. Ma'am, there is something wrong with this stove that is causing me to be ill. I actually completely quit cooking on the stove because I feel it's unsafe. Upon the 4 weeks, I was addressing the secretary a final time. She stated to me, well, the stove is making you ill, you call somebody. That very day, I went to my house, got Apple's phone number. Not only did I call Apple from my phone, because Apple said once you use your phone to close them up, don't use them again until it's been checked out. Well, I went to my neighbor, allowed me to use her phone to call 911. The fire department arrived first and immediately went to my apartment and cut the gas off to the back of the sun. Apples came behind the same day, the fire department, and turned it back on. And actually, the Adams guy showed me where it was bubbling. Now, I have one of these little old school cell phones, still flip phone, so the picture didn't come out. But he did state, and not only that, Adams sent me a letter in the mail stating that the appliance was leaking. Now, my problem with this was, I've already went for the month of January, got a working stove, a complete working stove. Then in February, you give me a stove, but then you give me a stove that is not properly hooked up, and it's carbon monoxide. And it seems like, even though I'm complaining and saying, I had no problem with the previous stove, only that the oven didn't work. I was not getting any chemical smell, I was not getting ill or anything. It was like I'm just getting burnt out and burnt out. I had to bag up and say that when I did the transfer from Triple Street, I was offered jobs for cleaning the vacant apartment, and it would not affect my rent as a tenant. So I did post, I've been before the board, and I submitted the same letter to you that I submitted to them. I asked the question of, why would you give me a job after you have mandatory moved me to downsize me? Rather than offer me a job and say, well, look, we know you're on the transport list, but if you choose to take this job, clean the apartment, then you will have extra income to pay the extra amount of money that they wanted on the apartment. That didn't happen. I automatically had the mandatory move, and I actually wasn't gonna take the job. It was due to my sister saying, I will help you. But after saying that I would take the job, my sister was diagnosed as a diabetic. So that cut her helping me out. So then I had to get my mind on, I'm gonna be honest with you, on Jesus. And to be honest with you, Martin King words came back to me and said, whatever job you do it good. And you're gonna be asleep, sleep with you, feel good. So I took these jobs because it came to me through the Lord's Spirit saying, these are gonna be 10. Some of these children you might know, some of you might not. But these are apartments for families. I had no problem vacating the apartment on Triple Street. I wasn't happy with how the situation played out. Like I said, offered me a job after they moved me out. And then even upon doing these jobs, I submitted a letter. I cleaned up 10 of them. It was kind of a little dragging about getting my money, but I still continued to do them. On the 11th apartment, after staying with her on a Friday afternoon, the apartment would not be ready until Monday. Well, to be honest with you, Lord, in my whole, I get there on the Saturday. Normally, anybody tell you, I'm gonna get the apartment cleaned up by 7:30, I'm already on the job. I stop at 3 to get my granddaughter. Well, this Saturday, I go in, I said, let me do this final check, I only like the kitchen. Well, if I'm going into the back bedroom, the first bedroom on the front, I open the closet, here's brand new Walmart item. I said, wait a minute now. I'll take this closet out. I know it's not, absolutely was no brand new. When I say brand new, I mean still in the box. But also in the top of this closet was an air mattress box. So I said, wait a minute now. So I immediately stopped, went to the very back bedroom. Now mind you, the lights and the gas is on in this apartment already. I get to the back bedroom, in the bottom of the closet is bedding, the air mattress, and bedding and pillows that led me to believe someone has spent the night in the apartment. So addressing the board down there, I state that, do you not realize that I was put in a position as could possibly a home invader? Because once you give somebody a key, they became a tenant. They didn't know me, I didn't know who she had got a key to. So it possibly could have been my wife thinking. So I'm kind of trying to show you a pattern with that, and then with the way it played out, and I'm repeatedly asking for a company even to come from outside to fix this once on how the maintenance man was not able to do it, and he installed it. Can you not please send someone else? All of that just got like it was dramatic. And that's like week after week after week, I'm still, God sent His Holy Spirit to direct me and guide me to steps to do to protect myself with a safety. But the only thing about that is, it wasn't just the safety for myself. My neighbor and I are connected together. When they come up out the ground, the gas line, they split. One hits my neighbor next door and myself. And it was like, it wasn't a concern to them. I have to say that I did address the board yesterday. Upon addressing the board yesterday, when she started, I was on the outside, she brought up Triple Street. I'm not addressing the problem about Triple Street. I have a gas in Triple Street. I'm addressing the problem that where I live at right now, 7-Eleven on 10. And if you come and see my area where I live, when I sit on my porch, I can see this house going off this directly, who going in, who coming out, as well as they can see who's in and out of my apartment. I don't have a problem, and I don't want to have a problem with the direction. I want to be a tenant that if I ask you for something within reason, it should have been corrected, but most definitely concerning this gas appliance leak, That should have been on number one. Because now the gas is so dangerous that it only could have took me turning on a switch to blow it. Blow not only my apartment up, but several apartments around me. I don't know what the effect would have been. But my thing was, it was just, I just pushed out. I kind of like I was treated like a nobody. But I'm here to say, no matter what they do, I'm a child of the king. Not that the king, but the king of kings. It's why he put his holy hand and protecting not only myself, but that whole area. Because once again, it only takes the flip of a switch to calm it, to comfort us both when we sleep. She had a second, I actually had to try to come out of my house twice. The first one, like I said, when they came in and cut the gas out immediately, she addressed it by sending a technician next day. Young man didn't come in and do his job. But upon me leaving my home the same day to return, I see my stove though has been tampered with. So they was at another meeting dealing with the rock coordinator, well, a seminar with top rock coordinator. So I asked the next day, who entered my apartment to tamper with the stove? I never got a reply. But as this played out, the director at one point, after I was still having problems with stove, because something caused it to leak again. And she stated to me, well, the maintenance man did come in to recheck the young man who had been the technician, certified technician, to recheck his work. And I stated to her, Miss Russell, why do you need him to come in and check this? This man is licensed and bond. He didn't need the maintenance who already was the one who stole me. Now, I'm not trying to throw no faults out on nobody, but all I'm saying is, if I am a tenant and everything that expects me to abide by the rules, why doesn't it apply to them? Why don't I apply to them and say, we need to get her, even if there has been a new stuff? Even with the code enforcer getting involved, he states to me on my daughter's phone, while I have another leak, that she was to remove the stove completely out of my apartment. She did not do it. She sent a plumber, when the plumber got there, discovered a leak on the outside. Even though it was pinhole, it still was a gas leak. The next day, the same young man came back and discovered that even with this stove in the off position, it had a pinhole, was still producing carbon monoxide. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. May I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
What exactly are you asking of this board?
What I'm asking is, this board was one higher.
No, ma'am, if I may, I can give you a little on that. The city does not operate and manage the housing authority. The city appoints members of the housing authority board, but that board manages the operations of the housing authority.
Am I not correct that the city council is the one who hired as the director?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, I apologize, I'm human, I have no problem of me not to mistake. But my concern is to at least have her put on notice that whether it's me or any other tenant, even if you don't like me, at least do what is right. That's all, that's my main concern, at least do what is right, in a timely manner. Because had that been another way, the same way I explained to the city council, the council, board yesterday, that could have went a whole nother way, and I continue to use that stove without my Lord saying his Holy Spirit said, don't. That could have been thinking a whole lot about each trying to figure out what it belongs to. That's just absolutely true. So when you're talking about a natural gas, it doesn't take a lot at all to cause it to stand up. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for being me. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr.
We're at number 13, here from Mr. Darrell White. Is Mr. White here? He's not, okay. We're at number 14, opening of bids for grass cutting and occupancy. On this act, this is for the Odd Fellow Cemetery hopefully be some trash cutting and logging of a cemetery.
Is there a reason that, is there a reason that our public works, maintain?
I don't know, I know that this is something that they started on the previous administration.
The reason why, they started contracting the cemetery out, for one thing, we were short of help. You know, we used to have 8 inmates, 12 employees. We were down to like 6 and 7, and that included me. So, it takes you a good 2 or 3 days to really cut the cemetery and do a good job. Secondly, was that lawnmowers cost $14,000. And, our lawnmower we have right now, they're 3 and 4 years old. And, our bill to repair them sometimes is $500, $1,000. We need new lawnmowers now. So we figured that, but we were sitting on a couple of lawnmowers to repair and that kind of thing. It proved to be, I'm not gonna say prove, but it showed that we could get somebody to do a good job on it and, contract it out. So that was the reason why, and our employees, we're still short. You know, you take 2 or 3 days to cut it, then other things don't like it.
Hopefully we'll get some, we'll discuss volunteers and stuff like that. That's what I asked earlier about if y'all worked on the weekend. We know that we're short-staffed in the police department and other departments and so on and so forth. But hopefully we can discuss volunteers and stuff like that. If y'all would be amenable to working on the weekend sometime in lieu of having a day off through the week or something like that. That way it wouldn't be overtime. But, you know, I discuss all that with y'all and just get y'all thoughts on it. If we can use the equipment supervised by city personnel, using volunteers to cut, I think that would help.
Yeah, it would, but, the word volunteer, I don't know, we really find it or not. You know, so, for the swapping days, the employees, the swap of Saturday for Wednesday, you know, I don't know, but if, they might do it if they work and get overtime. But I don't know about the volunteer, the swapping days, like comp time. I don't know whether that's gonna work or not.
Just take a look at some various options. What I'm doing, I'm basically, some of them not clear as to, okay, this is for that. That's for the, some of them didn't put on there like airport. And we do retain the right to, reject any and all bids, because remember, we did have a discussion last night, and I think we need to go a little bit more detail as to what we're gonna do about the hay fees. You know, and we don't wanna. I don't even know what this is for. This airport. This is airport. This is the airport. All right. Let it go. Yeah.
These are bids for mowing at the cemetery. This one is for Prime Time Lawn Care. $25,000 annually.
How much?
25,000.
Ms. Trice, are you there? City Hall.
Is that a year?
No, that's seasonal. That's what the old contract that they have in there is like from, March to October, something like that, Richard.
Yes, it's the end of October, and, you know, sometimes that, they have cuttings and those things, but it's through October. The grass slows down,
Thank you.
the grass, kind of slow down growing at the, you know, around August, September and stuff, so.
How many times is cut what?
Twice, in that contract, it says every two, the contract that I read that's in there, it says every 2 weeks, they're supposed to cut the cemetery.
Okay, so every 2 weeks
Yeah, that's twice, yeah. Twice a month.
and $25,000.
That's what they paid them, that's not what they paid them the last time, I think that's, I could pull a whole contract, but what we'll do is get these and take them under, let's take them under advisement. And then we can have us a special call, really, because there's some other options that I'd like to take a look at. I need to run some numbers just to see if we can hang it out. Some, part-time seasonal workers for the city now. Of course, we have to try to invest in equipment. Have to be legal. That's another option, but let's see what we got, and we'll just take one of the five.
Okay, the next bid is from Jerry Cunningham, and it's, for a cost of $1,700 per month. And that includes mowing 3 times a month, weed control twice a month.
Is that cemetery airport?
Cemetery.
Yeah, but we got off those cemetery over there. 3 times a month. Weed control too.
This one is from Valiant Lawn Care Services. For an annual amount of $14,000.
Who's that again?
Valiant Lawn Care Services. And
That was 14 a month.
$14,000 per year. The question that y'all will probably want to find out is to make sure you're comparing everything properly, like how many times a month did you mean by that? Because this one says it, this one may not, so. That's all, just those 3.
All right, so what we'll do, I'll ask the board that we have these and we just basically take them under advisement so that those type purchase questions can be asked, you know, because there are some discrepancies and whatnot. Some are saying some things and some are not. That's normally when, you know, you do BS and things like that, they're taken under advisement, go back, look at it, try to keep everything in line so it's apples to apples. The time duration, all of that. And, we'll try to get a little more left. We may have to have a special call meeting, you know, within this month, just to share this right here. Try to get this taken care of. Do something about the grass and good call. So if there's no objection, we will take that under advisement. Is there any objection to take it under advisement? Being none of it by general consent, we will, that's number 15, we will take it under then we have the bid cutting for the airport, and that's gonna be within, there's a 2-hit deal with that airport, Richie, that's concerning to me. One is, and we advertise for the airport and the North Industrial Park. That's the advertisement that went out because historically what we've always done. Since the publication of that, I received a phone call from Jason Scruggs. And Jason wants to, basically farm the 20 acres, well, the 45 acres, I would say 40 acres, because we got a slide with the side consist of a dog pound, but the 40 acres on Lassiter Drive, he would like to do road project, and he's willing to pay us, I think it was $80 or $85 per acre, is what he stated. And that's about $3,200, you know, a year just for the 40 acres north of town. And it's, how does it fall in the quandary of with the airport? You know what I'm saying? Because we got a twofold situation going on at the airport. Is that correct? You got one guy who cuts grass out at the airport to pay, and then you got another guy who just cuts within the runway and the building and stuff, because we have to maintain it at a certain height. And we used to cut it, and when we used to cut it, they would run over the lights, you know, the runway lights and all that stuff was being broken. So we try to keep it really manicured, and I call that because it gets cut lower than the bush hog stuff. So we can open these and we can let them know that, you know, there may be, I don't know, do y'all want to go that route of entertaining Jason at the $80 to $85 an acre, or do we just want to proceed with allowing them to open the bids and see what they're saying for the hay sale? And that's normally, I don't know, the bill or something.
I'm not sure.
Well, we'll see if we can go ahead and open, take it under advisement, go into a deeper discussion, I guess, when we do this other deal here. So if you would, attorney, you can commence with opening those.
One is from Primetime Lawn Care. It is for $10,500 per year.
That's what the inside parameter of the airport. What does it say?
Here's another one from Valiant Lawn Care Services. And they're estimating or proposing $30,000 per year. This is from Cody McCord. He's got $400 for the industrial park north and $500 for the airport. I assume that's per cutting, but it doesn't say how often or, so that's why it's one more thing about taking the
I
other
think
side. So y'all
does
can,
say.
maybe he's talking about that.
But because he wanted to pay. So surely he's talking about $400. He said 400 for North Industrial.
I don't see it, it's just, it doesn't say, it says, I coding record bid for the North Industrial, that's North, $400.
And then after
Is that to us, from us, what?
We'll have to take it under advisement and we'll find out. But I think we told her that's what he wanted to pay us because normally they pay us for, the haze up there. We don't pay them to just cut there because in that case, we definitely said go over low crop. Folks paying somebody $30,000. All right, so if there's no objection, we'll take it under advisement as well. Is there any objection to taking it under advisement?
Same as with the cemetery. Take that in the back.
With the airport. We can support it. Then by journal consent number 16, number 17 is taken under advisement. Okay, at this time, we're gonna hear from Mr. Harrison, on the fiscal year 2021 audit for the city of Okolona City General Fund. And I gave him a copy of the draft.
Oh, yeah, my name is Brad Harrison. I'm one of the partners with Watkins Gordon Stafford. We were engaged to do the 2021 city audit. I think that engagement letter was dated in August. So, 2020 audit that was completed. I think y'all got that report with the August date on it, August 2025, 2021. So from that point, we come in and we work with the mayor and the staff here in City Hall and try to gather information. And of course, I'm sure you probably understand how difficult it is to get information from 4 and 5 years ago. But over the last several months and working back and forth with them, we were able to find what we needed and perform the procedures that we needed to on all that information to have an opinion as to whether your financial statements are going to be materially stated. And if you look, I've provided you with a draft audit report tonight. We have the audit work done, but we have 2 levels of review that this has to go through before we can actually sign and date that report and provide an actual signed report to you. We have an independent partner review, which is somebody who has not done any work on the audit, actually has to come in and look at everything, and they have to sign off on it. And then we have a quality control department within our firm that actually has to go in and look and make sure that all of the quality control standards that we have to meet are met in that report. So this is in the review process now, and with this having drug into tax season, it's been extremely difficult. Thankfully, we're a week away from April the 15th, and we can start to see a little headway in front of us. Our hope is to have this review process completed and have this report dated by the end of April. And I've got a couple people lined up to try to help me get this finished up and have that done. But I mean, you've got a report here, and like I said, this is a draft report, and I've kind of just gone through some of it while I've been sitting here, and I've actually noticed a couple things and marked on my copy of some items that need changed. As far as the actual numbers and the financial statements, those should be pretty accurate. There shouldn't be any changes to the numbers that you see there. That should be what you get. Now, I did note in the actual independent auditor's report on page 2, the required supplementary information paragraph, and on page 3, the other information paragraph. We've got some page numbers there that refer to some schedules in the back, and those page numbers are off. I noted that in here. There will be a couple other things like that we run across that will need to be updated.
But again, like I said, this is just the first draft, and that's all gonna get called and have all that corrected before we get you that final report. I don't know how much y'all want to kind of try to go over some of this now. I don't know how useful this information is to you, honestly, from 2021. I know the big thing is just getting this report and getting something that we can get to the state and satisfying your requirements, and that's what we're trying to do. If you want to discuss any of it, we can. I'm gonna leave those copies with you. I think it would be a good idea for you to go through it and look at it. And if you have questions, or if you see something that needs to be corrected, if y'all reach out to me, give me a call, shoot me an email, whatever. I know the mayor has my phone number, email address. Ms. Gates, I know she has a card. I don't know if the rest of y'all have cards. Brent? I do, I have cards here. I can give y'all some cards. Yeah, okay, so I'll pass out some cards before I leave. But yeah, go through, if you see anything that needs updated or any questions you have about something, y'all reach out and we'll talk about it. I want you to know, we come in here and we do the audit work, and there's the staff in City Hall and the mayor, that's who's here, and that's who helps us, and that's who provided us with information to try to do this. But these financial statements are your financial statements. You're the ones responsible for these. It's not the mayor, it's not the city, it's the board that's responsible for these financial statements and making sure they're done. So, yes, again, this is yours to look at it. If you see something, if you have questions about something, y'all talk to me, we'll walk it through and try to explain stuff. And like I said, we're gonna get this done, hopefully by the end of the month, which should be very doable. And then our goal at that point would be to get back in here, hopefully in the end of May, 1st of June or something, to get started on 22. If y'all want us to continue and do 22 as well. We would like to get that in and hopefully get that done, at least by this fall, have 22 running too. And then we can get started on 23. So I know it's tough when you get that far behind and try to get caught back up. We're gonna push and do all we can to get you caught back up. Y'all have any questions for me?
So,
Anything?
yeah, 2021, there were just basically two findings on page
Yes.
48, two findings.
Yes, the very last page, there are the two findings back there. Those were, the material or the number of adjustments that we had to make, which again, with being that far behind, you know you're gonna find stuff that's happened this year, and we can tell where things are. And there's gonna be a lot of adjustments. And then the other is segregation of duties. It's a small town. I don't know that there's any small town in the state of Mississippi that gets all the reports that have segregation of duties. It's just difficult for you to be able to segregate everything the way it needs to with the limited staff that you have. And there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, you can't afford to hire 4, 5, 6 more people to work in here to segregate those duties the way that they're supposed to be. But again, it's there, it's probably always gonna be there, but it doesn't require us to qualify the report. You still have an unqualified opinion in the report, which is what you want. So, there's nothing there that says we think there's an issue with your financials. Okay.
Any questions?
Mr. Brad, you say you're optimistic that by the end of fall, we should be caught up with 2022. We're on pace for that.
I'm going to tell you that I am very optimistic that I will have a signed 21 report by the end of April. Now, I'm trying to gather some other staff that can help, and hopefully we can get in here, like I said, the end of May, 1st of June. And if I have the staff and we're able to locate documents a little quicker than we were before, which I think we will be, since now we've kind of gone through and kind of have an idea of where things are and how to get to stuff. I'm hoping that we can go a little quicker and with these next couple of years to get it done. I'm not gonna make you a promise that by the end of the fall, we're gonna be done with 22, because I just can't do that. We are going to shoot for that, for sure.
And honestly, when, like obviously, these were like a couple years back.
Right.
When we get closer and closer to maybe like get to where we need to be, will it be a little bit easier for you guys?
But yeah, it's always a little bit easier for us to do financial statements, for, like, if this was for September of 25. I mean, it's gonna be way easier than trying to do 21. Were any of y'all on the board in 21? I mean, this doesn't,
I left at 21.
right, you know, so I mean, just imagine trying to come in and, I don't know if there's anybody in this office that was working here in 21. You know, it's just hard trying to get all that and trying to, because we don't have somebody to help us figure it out. We're just trying to piece it all together, you know? So yeah, absolutely. Once you get caught up, it's a lot easier to stay caught up than it is to get there, for sure. Anything else?
Thank you so much.
Who is the,
Sure.
we're here. We'll pass them around to y'all. So yeah, it's got my cell phone, the office number, my email address, whatever. If y'all need me, give me a call. If you see something you want to talk about, shoot me an email, whatever y'all want. Okay?
Thank you, Brad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
We're at number 19, discuss and approve authorizing the city attorney to move forward with amending section 8 of the city of Okolona charter, which requires the city clerk to be a qualified elector of the city of Okolona to allow a non-qualified elector of the city of Okolona to be eligible for the office of city clerk. Are there any questions? Is there a motion for the approval?
Move for the approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly motion and second. All those in favor, aye. Any opposers? Abstainers? How do you vote, Ms. Trice?
Yes.
It's unanimous. We're at number 20, discuss and approve installing 2 additional cameras at the library, 1 camera to record the front door, the other to record the foyer. I had Doug to go and take a look, and I think Ms. Carruthers wants a camera outside of the front, not to record the front door, but outside the front area. That's, at least that's what Doug was stating. And also in the part where the bathrooms are, that goes to that conference room, to have a camera so that she will have the capability of seeing, you know, person comes in and just go to that bathroom or go, you know, either other bathrooms or just walk to that conference door. It will give her the opportunity to see that. And, you want to elaborate on that, Doug?
No, I think you're exactly right. That's what I think Ms. Barber was looking for. Is when people come in that door, a lot of times they turn right immediately, go to the bathrooms, and she loses sight of where they went. So she wants to be able to see, are they going down into the bathrooms? Are they going into the conference room? And then on the front side of the building, your concern was you have no visibility at the front of the building. So if anybody's out there doing anything or whatever, she doesn't have any view of that.
What is the pleasure of the council?
Go ahead and approve that.
Is there a second? It's been properly motion and second for the approval. All those in favor, aye.
Excuse me, question. The approval to get both of those new cameras or what?
Not to install the cameras.
We already have it.
He does always do that with our IT department.
So we don't know how much to do.
No, normally what it does.
The cameras are somewhere around $300 to $400 each, and then the labor to do it. And then, so it's not much. We're just adding it to the camera system we already have, so we're not having to add a entirely new system. And we'll verify too that the system is big enough to handle that. Now, if it had to be bigger, then we'd have to come back and we could get an estimate or price what we thought it might be.
All right, so once again, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, aye. Any opposers? Ayes have it. We're at number 21, discuss and approve request to donate to the Okolona High School Beta Club. That's 17, 3, and 1.
be a 3.
Okolona Baker Club.
Good evening. I am Barbara Lucas. I am the senior sponsor of the Okolona High School Band Club. And I have 3 of my members who will be traveling to Nashville in June to compete at the national convention. My other 14 that are not here are, I got a couple of them. I have one that's sick. And I have some that are competing at another competition as we speak in Jackson. And so these 3 faithful came to represent us tonight. And they're going to introduce themselves. Matter of fact, 2 of them, well, all 3 will be traveling as well. And they're going to discuss why we're here and what they did when we went to Biloxi in February.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Nancy Spice, and I'm a first-year senior band member, and I placed 5th in category at the state convention.
My name is Zoe Young. I'm also a first year a part of the city of Davis, and I placed 3rd in my sculpture, 4th in my academic test, and me and a couple of people placed 1st in marketing and communication.
My name is Romeo, and I'm a 4th-year member. This is my last year, my senior year, and I went to leadership in Hattiesburg back in October, and we placed 1st place, and I think it was 2 other things that we did. Tonight, we are here to ask for your help on our help to get to Nashville on June the 16th through the 20th when the convention will take place. We're asking that the city council women and men would give us a donation of at least $1,000, if not whatever you have for the help, to ensure that we have a good trip there and the help with each person cost. As of right now, we have a total of 17 members that are going, and our budget right now is $700.
I don't know why they're acting shy, because I know they're not. They're very outspoken, and they're wonderful children. I wouldn't be doing this if they were. We have been successful every year since 2017 is how long we have been running this club. And we have placed in the top 5 in multiple categories: academics, talent, art. When you get a chance, I brought some of the items that we actually placed with. This young lady right here, I was so proud of her because she was in a room with over 50 other competitors doing cake decorating. This is our 2nd year with this particular category, and to make the top 5, that was amazing to me. This young lady with 4 other young ladies, we have been working our tails off to get this marketing communication competition down pat. And I told them, I said, we're gonna get it one year, we're gonna get it. And this year, out of over, I think it was over 25 in that particular room, we scored first. We got 1st place. And I was too excited about that because I know the work that we had put in to do it. And we have several, I think we have like 3 or 4 that are competing on academic tests: math, social studies, health and PE. I can't think of the other one that's right off the top of my head. But anything that you all can do will be greatly appreciated and welcome, because I know what my kids are capable of doing, and we all know that times are hard, but I want to be able to expose my children to as much as I possibly can. And with the help of the community, I feel like we can. And any time that we're needed in the community, please reach out to us, and we will do the best that we can to get to you, to help in any way. Thank you.
I just want to commend you for the job you did at the bank.
Thank you.
You guys did an extraordinary job.
Thank
You really did.
Thank you.
Roughly, how much it is per student?
I have worked the budget, and I was able to work the budget to $700 per child. Yes, sir.
Is there a way for, like, maybe other citizens to donate or anything like that? Is there a way for, like, other citizens to donate?
Yes, sir.
Okay, like,
Yes, sir.
do they just need to, like, call you, or like?
Yeah, you can just, call me at the school, or if you pay them with a check, you can make it out to the Okolona City Baby Club and just mail it to the school, and I will get it. And have it submitted in and disperse it out among each individual child.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. So what is the pleasure of the council? You heard the request, I know that it can, well, I think that it should be, if we're gonna give a donation, it needs to be a donation, half from the city and half from the electric department. So we're.
I like to motion to donate half from the city. Under 17.3 and 17.3 to donate. I guess that's 7%.
What's the amount?
Oh, did I not read it out?
You need the amount that you want.
Oh, $6,000.
Okay.
Or how would I say it?
That's it, you just said it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was split 1,000, it'll be 500 from the city, 500 from the electric department. There's a second to the motion by, Ms. Gardner, Councilwoman Gardner. Are there any questions? Questions being none, all those in favor, aye? It's unanimous. We're at number 22, we went over that last night. Were there any questions to the compliance assessment? Any questions after having an opportunity to look over? And I mean, if still you got enough, time that you see something that all you gotta do is it jumps out at you and review it. Do not hesitate to contact me or Mr. Linda.
And then, I know we had a deadline, what would be that date? I know it was 60 days, so I couldn't remember what date.
They didn't give us a date. They just told us, it's 6 months.
Just need to go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Make sure it's
That's what I
Maybe I
want.
misunderstood, I thought.
And that's what I want to get in that part. You'll see the, that compliance, what is this? Not a compliance, it's some kind of benchmark. And what I want to do, I want to run something like that. See how there's a way that this takes off and we include it. We do like 5,000 or something like that. We're at number 23. Is there a motion for the approval of the consent agenda items number 24 to 27?
We'll make a motion to approve the consent items 24 through 27.
It's been properly motioned and second by Councilman Thomas. Are there any questions? Questions being none, all those in favor, aye? Ayes have it. We're now at number 28 and 29 and 30. Ask the board if they were to make a close determination of whether or not to enter into executive session for the discussion of personnel.
I make a motion to make a close determination to enter executive session for the personnel.
Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna do, we're gonna do number 28 and 29. We got a motion in a second, and we can take those, make a close determination. But before they, if possible, without any, if there's no objection, I'd like to suspend the rule and go ahead and address number 30. So that, in number 30 will basically be, authorize the city attorney to go ahead and ratify.
So 30, yeah, that's the
30.
one, I think you do 28, 29, and 30.
You got 31 years?
Okay, I have 31, but you said 30.
Yeah.
So 31 is the one that you want to.
Right.
Yeah, so it's be 28, 29, and
Yeah.
30.
So it'll be 31, yeah,
Uh-huh.
let's up. Yeah, 31, we'll go ahead and suspend the rule and address 31, which is to ratify, their decision to authorize the city attorney to draw up the deed for the proposed land donation, to the city of Okolona. Details, we have to get expedited because that family's trying to close on all of that, their major transactions. Are there any questions? Being none, is there a motion for the approval?
What for the approval?
Is there a second? It's been properly motion and second by Councilman Mark. All those in favor, aye? Yes, unanimous. Okay, now we are close determination, will be 28, 29, and 30. Did I get a vote? So everybody know what they said. Right, close determination. All right. Mr. Price, I'm gonna have to call you on personal phone, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. No, not that.
Yes.
We got it.
Yeah.
We struggling.
Anyway.
Okay, let the record reflect that while we were in executive session, no official action was taken. We're at number 28. What is the pleasure of the council?
One for motion to approve, to increase Jeff Smith hours pay to 26 per hour right away.
It's been properly motion and second to increase Jeff Smith's hourly rate of pay to $26 per hour as a right-of-way foreman. Are there any questions? Questions? Being none, all those in favor, aye? Okay, it's unanimous. We're at number 29. What is the pleasure of the council?
29, approve the change in salary. We did what's on. Change Jack Hill's pay.
An increase of how much? $3. All right, is there a second?
Second.
It's been properly motioned, to, increase Jackie's salary, to give her $3 an hour raise. All those in favor, aye? It's unanimous. We're at number 30, discuss and approve to move Jacora Stanfield and Bashan Estes, from part-time position to full-time position at $13 per hour. They're currently making $13 an hour, so we're basically we're changing them from part-time to full-time. What is the pleasure of the council?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to move Jacori Stanfield and LaShawn Estes from part-time to full-time positions at the rate of $13 an hour.
Second.
It's been properly motioned and second. Are there any questions? Being none, all those in favor, aye? It's unanimous. Is there a motion for adjournment? Is there properly motion and second? All those in favor, aye? It's unanimous. Thank you all so much.